How do I work demand? What am I looking at? What do the bars? Why is there a blue arrow? Demand? What do the bars? I don't even know where to see demand. Well, my name is Anthony Joshua Paras, but you can call me AP for short, and welcome back to another Battle Nations video. And today I will be going over exactly what demand is. Let's first answer the question, why do we have demand? Well, demand was implemented solely because people were just leveling up too fast. I mean, we did have a whole culture around cabbage farming, so. And with demand, that came in and said, no. So how do we find the demand tab? Well, to find the demand tab within your game, you're actually just gonna click on the population down at the bottom of your screen. And from there, the demand tab will appear. So what the hell am I looking at here? Well, I'm glad you asked. At the top, obviously, we see what goods your soldiers and workers want. And below that, we basically see our population. Working currently is 180 population. I currently have housed 180 population. And my max population is 180. So that makes sense. But even below that, you will see all 7 different categories demand has. Those 7 categories being spices, meats, security, drinks, tools, food, and goods, with a secret 8th category, which is called missions. I don't know why they thought to hide that one. I just pressed record, so. Yo, so what exactly am I looking at here though? Shut up. So let's break down the demand tab a little further. Let's look at my meat category. With the meat category, obviously we see meat. And right next to that, we see population. That number comes from all the different types of shops that I currently have in my nation that only represents the meat category. Those buildings being my 4 raptor ranches, my 3 boar pens, and 2 canneries. But that math doesn't add up. You're totally right. It's okay. Let me explain it to you. I have 4 raptor ranches that are currently offline, which represents 4 population. Then I also have 3 boar pens with one of them being closed. So from there, we only have 2 population from just the boar pens. And right now on the screen, I have 1 cannery, which is also not opened as well. So that costs no population. And my 2nd cannery currently being offline, which is another population. In total of all meat shops, that is 7 population. Now for the colored bar. In simple terms, the best way I could put this is this bar represents XP. And for that white line, that represents the demand met. Each category has its own bar and own white line for demand met. Now, there is a little bit more into that than just XP, but I'm gonna get further into details and numbers and data and mind-blowing stuff that I can't even really understand later in the video. So looking at my tool shop, we see just the shop. But what we want to get exactly out of this is the XP for each job. So for the noisy chainsaw, I get 100 XP. For the jackhammer, I get 180 XP. For the arc welder, I get 280. The wrench we'll get back to. And the rivet gun, I get 600 XP. It's the XP that matters to the demand tab. What's going on with the impact wrench? It has a blue arrow. What that blue arrow represents is basically what your nation is asking for. That's the one thing they want out of the tools category the most. So it's just basic supply and demand. They really want the impact wrench, so the numbers for that boost up. I don't remember exactly what the tool shop for impact wrench was before the boost, but it's definitely a lot more than what it usually is. But just to show an example between the shop and the demand tab, as of right now, for my tools category, it is completely full with me having 9 population within the tool category. Once I press the impact wrench, that is going to drop. As you can see, my tools category has now dropped pretty decently as well. And that is because of the amount of XP given for the job that I requested from. Now, for the colored bar to the white line, you want to find the middle ground of being able to constantly still put up jobs, but not go under that white line. Because once you go under that white line, all your jobs drop in gold and XP. So for example, from the field shop, if I were to put on rice and my demand has already been met in the foods category, instead of getting 220 XP and 310 gold, I might be getting 10 gold and 20 XP. So as of right now, the min-maxers are probably asking, what are those numbers exactly? This video wouldn't have been possible without the community. Hands down, would not be possible. I am not a numbers guy. I am terrible at numbers, actually. So all the work that you will be seeing from this point on of the video was not me. That was done by EliteKomodo. Now, these are wise words from the man, the myth, the legend himself. Demand means you are using more demand in a day than it is technically possible. I will seek to get as close to net zero demand, meaning you are not wasting any demand or XP per day, but you are not slowly draining yourself of demand, leading to less effective job. When a choice needs to be made between the two, I will always take a negative net demand over positive because you can always AFK a shop on purpose or on accident. But I would prefer to leave as little possible experience on the table whenever possible. We've set up two categories. One category for those people who want to absolutely min-max their entire experience of the game. And the second category being more of a relaxing type, not trying to min-max everything, but more I get on the game here and there. So this is just a breakdown between levels of 20 to all the way to 40. The idea to both of these methods that we came up with is that everyone is obviously sleeping at night for around 6 to 8 hours. So you will be most likely starting off doing any of these methods with a 6-hour or 8-hour timer. So for players that are level 20, our 1 to 2 hour method is 3 fields, 2 to 3 tool shops, 2 raptor ranches, 1 distillery, and 1 Ramsey's Emporium. And in total, you'll be receiving around 16,881 to around 16,673 XP, and using roughly around the 30 to 35 population mark. And for the 3 to 4 hour method, you'll be looking to use 7 fields, 3 tool shops, 5 raptor ranches, 2 distilleries, and 1 Ramsey's Emporium, taking up about 60 population and earning you 16,750 XP a day. For players that are level 25, the 1 to 2 hour method you'll be looking at is 3 fields, 3 tool shops, 3 raptor ranches, 1 distillery, and 1 Ramsey's Emporium. Total population being around 35 to 38, and the amount of XP you will gain is around 20,204 per day. Now for the 3 to 4 hour method, you'll be looking at 8 fields, 4 tool shops, 7 raptor ranches, 2 distilleries, and 1 Ramsey's Emporium. Total population will be around 73 pop, and the total XP is roughly around 20,485. For players who are level 30 now, the 1 to 2 hour method, you'll be looking at 4 fields, 3 tool shops, 4 raptor ranches, 1 distillery, and 1 Ramsey's Emporium, with the total amount being 44 population, and earning you roughly around 23,041 XP. For the 3 to 4 hour method, you'll be looking at 8 fields, 4 tool shops, 9 raptor ranches, 3 distilleries, 1 Ramsey's Emporium, with a total of 83 population and earning yourself 23,181 XP. Now this will be setting up for the future. Players who are going to be level 35 for the 1 to 2 hour method, you'll be looking at 4 fields, 3 machine shops, 4 raptor ranches, 2 distilleries, 1 Ramsey's Emporium, and 2 uniform factories. But the total amount of population used here is 56 population, and your total gain of XP is roughly around 32,337 XP. Now, instead of the raptor ranches, you could substitute instead Ramsey's Barbecue, which costs nanopods, but for 5 raptor ranches is the equivalent of 1 Ramsey's Barbecue. And if you wait just one more level to your level 26, you should be able to get the home security store. And for the 3 to 4 method, you'll be looking for 9 fields, 3 machine shops, 10 raptor ranches, 3 distilleries, 1 Ramsey's Emporium, and 4 uniform factories, with a total of 101 population and 31,563 XP per day. And now for players who will be level 40. For the 1 to 2 hour method, you'll be looking at 4 fields, 3 machine shops, 4 raptor ranches, 2 distilleries, 1 home defense store, and 2 uniform factories. For the total amount of population, that will be 56. And you'll be walking home with 39,340 XP per day. Now lastly, with the 3 to 4 hour method, you'll be looking to have 10 fields, 4 machine shops, 10 raptor ranches, 4 distilleries, 3 home defense stores, and 4 uniform factories, with a total of 120 population, and walking home with 36,755 XP. That's demand. That's the buildings you should be having. What do you think? What do you know? Thank EliteKomodo for all the work he's done. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, please leave a like, and comment down below what you want to see that you might have questions or issues with. We'll figure something out.